Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how you can apply shaders to a video in native Android application using Media 3 effects. So let's get started. Now, to be completely honest with you, at the very start of the video I don't know anything about shaders, extremely little knowledge, and the thing which you see on my screen right now, I have literally copy pasted it from the documentation, so I won't be explaining you this. I will show you guys the code. Sorry about that. And here are these two shaders as well. Now there are two ways of applying shaders. So suppose what I will show you guys two demos or two outputs. So first output would be where we will be picking a video and the shader would be applied immediately to the video. So it would be temporary, but it would not take much time because it is temporary. It will be only applied when you are playing the video. And second one is applying the shader permanently to a video and saving that video to external storage as well, so the user can use it whenever he or she feels like. Okay, so first I think the first one is for applying shaders permanently. So I will just so here you can see I have this pick video button as well as this video player, which is exo player as well. It is not clearly visible. I'll just click on this pick video. It will open the video picker for me. I'll just select this 15 seconds long video. Now if you want, you can also display a progress bar. So I'm displaying the logs as well over here. Here you can see the logs, like these are the progress bar. So if you want to display a progress bar, you can do that as well. So I'll just pause the video for a second. I want to first show you guys the progress bar thing. Okay, so here you can see, okay, I think some of the actual original progress got cut, so I'll just delete this. I'll just I'll just show you the progress in a bit, but I'll just play the video just to show it to you what is the effect. So this is the periodic vignette effect. If you see on the very corners, there is kind of like a binocular kind of thing, and here you can see at the middle there is another thing which is zooming in and zooming out. I'm not sure how clearly that is visible, but hopefully you got the point. This is the shader effect which I have applied to this video. And if I click on pick video again, here you can see now there is one more video. So the first video which is there, that is the in that video we have applied the shaders permanently, so the user can use it whenever he or she feels like. I will again do this just because I want to show you the progress thing as well. So I'll just dismiss this. I'll click on pick video. I'll just again select the original video. I'm mirroring my device, so the output might be little bit laggy. Here you can see, okay, so it has already ignored this 196. Okay, this has started from 2. Okay, I'll just stop this. I'm also displaying a toast message saying that transformation completed. So in case if you want to dismiss the progress bar, you can do that as well. Now there are two things while displaying the progress bar. One is the progress state and second one is the actual progress. So the second value which you see 5, 14, 53, 91, 94, this is the actual progress of how much transformation is applied. And the first value is the progress state, which can be either 0, 1 and 2. 2 means it is in ongoing progress, and 0 means the progress has finished completing. So even if the actual progress value does not go till 100, with the help of this progress state you can know that how when to dismiss a progress bar. And like I said, we are also displaying a toast message because there is a callback call on completed. So with the help of that also you can display a progress bar. But if you are picking a very long video, that might be taking a lot of time, so it's better to display a progress bar as well, which I have avoided. But hopefully you got the point. Now this is just an error from Android Studio, syntax highlighting. This is very annoying. I'll show you the second output at the very end of the video. Let me first explain the code, because in this code itself we will be making some changes to show you the second output, where we will be applying the periodic vignette or the shaders immediately to the video, so that the user does not have to wait for it, but the effect or the video will not be saved to external storage because we are applying the shaders temporarily while playing the video. Okay, so let's go through the code. So I'm using XML layout, but feel free to use Jetpack Compose as well if you feel like. So first you will have to go to build.gradle.kts, and here we need to add few dependencies. First one is this Media 3 exo player. Next one is the Media 3 UI. Next is Media 3 common. then the Media3 transformer, and then Media3 effect. Now given that we are using version catalog, the actual version number needs to be written in libs.versions.toml over here. So here we have added, if you see this Media3 exoplayer, Media3 UI. Now the versions are same, so if you want to create just one variable, you can do that as well, but I have created separate ones: Media3 common, Media3 transformer, and Media3 effect. Now, and if you see over here, we need to add this Media3 effect, then we need to add Media3 transformer, Media3 common, Media3 UI, and Media3 exoplayer. Then you will see a sync now button over here. You just have to click on that sync now button and it will download all the dependencies for you. So if you change anything over here, so suppose I change like this, here you can see sync now button. So I'll just revert it back to 1.7.1, which is latest at the time of me recording this video. Then what you need to do is you will need to go to activity underscore main, and here if you see I have just created one button to pick a video, then I have created one player view for actually playing the video. So again, feel free to pause the video and copy all this code. So yeah, that's it on the layout side. Then you need to create one folder. So just but it is not a simple folder, so don't try to create it manually. Use Android Studio for it as well. Just right click on this app, new folder, click on assets folder, and then just click on finish. I have already created it, as you can see over here. Now inside this assets folder you need to create two files. One is this fragment shader and second one is the vertex shader. So to create a simple file like this, just right click, new, select file, and just give the name .glsl, which is the extension for shaders. Now again, make sure you use the same name. Like I said, I have just copy pasted this code from the documentation, so I'm not going to go through it. So this is the code for a vertex shader. Feel free to pause the video and just copy the code. Next one is this fragment shader. Again, make sure you write the file name properly, what I have written. Again, this is the code for it. Feel free to pause the video and just copy the code. Okay, then you need to, I think this is a Java class. Yeah, so here we need to create a Java class. Now you can convert this to Kotlin as well. The reason I have created it as a Java class, because in the documentation they were using Java, but it's okay, we can call Java classes from our Kotlin file as well. Our main activity is a Kotlin file, that is not a Java file. So here you can see firstly these are all the imports. So I just wanted to show you guys all these imports. So yeah, again, I don't know anything about this. This is again the shader thing, like where we are connecting all the vertex and fragment shaders. So again, I'm not going to go through it. So this is the dimming effect which you saw at the very end of the video. At the center we are doing some kind of a dimming. So yeah, this is what it is. Again, these are all comments, so you can ignore this, and this is the actual code. So the code is not that big. If you remove all the unnecessary comments, it is quite small. I mean, around, I guess, 60 to 70 lines of code. So yeah, that's it. Again, feel free to pause the video. I'll scroll through this file one more time. Feel free to pause the video and just copy the code. Okay, so that's it. Now next let's go to our main activity where we are actually writing all the code. Again, these are all the imports, so feel free to pause the video and just copy all these imports which I have. Then we are marking this class as unstable API, because if I just remove this, okay, now this Android Studio highlighting is not working for me. That's why it is not. This is some weird bug in Android Studio. So again, if we don't write, if we just comment this out, you will get an error somewhere over here, at least at the time of me recording this video, when we are applying that particular effect. So where is that? So over here you will get the error. Now, even though all the APIs are stable, the Gradle version library, like I showed you, all are stable, still this is one of the quirks of Android. Like I said, again, I'm not able to show it too because of this syntax highlighting. This is again a weird bug in Android Studio which is very frustrating, but hopefully by the time you watch it you don't have to use it. But if you're getting an error, you will have to add this unstable API annotation as well. Then we are extending transformer.listener. Here is an array list of effect. Here is our exoplayer. Here is our player view. This is the file name. Playback position is 0, play when ready is true. Here is our transformer. Here is our file path, and here is our handler. then here is our progress holder. This is the video URL. Then here we are using register for activity result, where we are picking visual media, and once the user has picked a video, we just assign to our video URL and calling setup transformer. Okay, then this is another helper method for picking videos only. So yeah, this is what we have done over here. Then inside on create, we initialize our input player. We add the periodic vignette shader program with the help of this GL effect to our array list of effect. Again, you can just play around with this value if you feel like. I have just copy pasted it from the documentation. Then here we have the pick video button, and on click of it we just launch our new video picker. Then here we initialize our init player. Also we are initializing our input player view as well. Okay, then here we initialize our input player. We then we set the play when ready is true, initialize our player. Here is our media item, we set the media item as well, and then we seek to playback position, play when ready is true, and then we prepare. Then for releasing a player, we just check if it is not equal to null, then we just reset the playback position, play when ready, release it and make it as null. Inside on stop we release our player, inside on pause we pause our player, inside on destroy we release our player. This is the method called setup transformer, where we call transform video. So here we initialize our transformer. Here is our input media item. Here is our edited media item dot builder, passing the input media item and setting the effects to it. Here we create our external file. Here we start the transformation, and here you can see this is the handler for tracking progress state. So the values which I was two values which I was showing inside you in the logcat, progress state as well as the actual progress. So this can be 0, 1 and 2, and this can be 0 to 100, but not necessary it will always reach 100. Here I have also added 500 milliseconds delay every time I get a progress. Then here is our create external file as well. So again, this I have copy pasted it from the documentation, and this is the code for saving the file to external storage. Again, I have copy pasted it from Stack Overflow. So I'll simply scroll through this. Feel free to pause the video and just copy all this code. Okay, then like I said, we were extending transformer.listener above. So here we get the on completed as well as the on error callback. Inside on completed, we just initialize our input player and yeah, start playing the video. And here inside lifecycle scope.launch, we just add video to gallery. Okay, and yeah, this will save us our video. And inside on error, we just display a toast message. Okay, so this is fine. Now what if I don't want to apply the effect permanently? So for that, it's pretty simple. You just have to comment this code out. Again, I don't know if this will, so it is not showing that commented way of doing things. So and uncomment this init input player. This is commented out. Again, this is one of this Android Studio bug is really annoying. That's why this is not syntax highlighting properly, but this is commented out, and you have to uncomment this init input player. So as soon as user picks a video, we initialize our input player. Now this is fine. Now given that we are not calling setup transformer, so this particular on error, on completed, this saving of video will not get called. This create external file will also not get called. This transformations will also not get called. So be careful with that. This setup transformer will also not get called because we have commented it out over here, as you can see. Next, the next thing which you need to do is, here you need to comment these 2 lines of code out, and you have to uncomment this few lines. So here, once we get the media item from the URI, then we set the media item, and here you can see we are applying the video effect. So there is an set video effects feature in Exoplayer as well, where you can directly immediately apply the the effect to a video, so that the user can preview it before really applying permanently to their video. So I'll just run the application and show you guys the output. Now the output is very same. I just want to show it to you that it is applied immediately. So I'll just click on pick video again, and I'll just select the first video, which is 15 seconds long, where the vignette effect was not applied. So I'll just select that, and here you can see immediately the video effect has been applied, so I don't have to wait too much. So here you can see, again I'm mirroring my device, so the output is little bit laggy, just bear with me over here. Also like previous, this video is only 15 seconds long, that's why it might not have felt too much for you. But if you are using a bigger video, then you will definitely see a difference. So again, I'll just revert it back to the original one. So it's up to you what you want to use. Comment this out, I'll uncomment this. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.